When I married Sarah, I believe I found my lifelong partner. We made everything together: our home, our dreams, the small routines that turned ordinary days into something special. But beneath that perfect picture, she was hiding a truth that would shatter me. She had been seeing another man behind my back. I found out one evening when she left her phone on the couch, and a message popped up she'd apparently forgotten to delete. "Last night was amazing. Can't wait to see you again." At that moment, my blood ran cold. I scrolled the conversation, and there it was, weeks of betrayal spelled out in text. She hadn't just cheated, she constructed a whole double life. When I confronted her, she collapsed into tears, begging it was a mistake. But her eyes revealed the real story. She wasn't sorry for cheating. She was sorry she'd been caught. My heart turned to stone right then. I walked away and began plotting my next moves with care. If she thought I'd forgive and forget, she was about to learn who she'd really married. A few days later, her sister called, crying that Sarah had collapsed and was in the hospital. I rushed there, not from love, but from curiosity. Seeing her weak and pale in that bed stirred no pity in me. Instead, I felt a cold satisfaction, like fate had already begun to punish her. Her family begged me to forgive her, to stand by her. I said nothing, but inside I was already shaping my revenge. Forgiveness was off the table. I decided to make her feel the sting of betrayal. I stayed close while she recovered, pretending to soften, letting her hope for reconciliation. That hope would be the blade I used to break her. The first step targeted money. While she lay bedridden, I quietly moved our joint savings into an account in my name alone. I canceled her credit cards and cut her off from the lifestyle she'd enjoyed with me. She didn't notice at first, too absorbed in trying to win me back. But the day her card declined, the look on her face was priceless. The second step was social. I compiled every message, every piece of proof, and sent them to her parents, her siblings, even her closest friends. The same family that had begged me to forgive her now stared at her with disgust. Her mother could not meet her eyes. She wanted forgiveness. Instead, she received shame. The third step was personal. I began rebuilding my life, openly. I went out with friends, smiled more, posted pictures of travel, dining, living well. Each image felt like a dagger to her heart, because she could see exactly what she'd lost: a husband who had loved her deeply, and a life she would never have again. When she was discharged, she expected me to bring her home. Instead, I packed her things into boxes and left them on her parents' doorstep. I told her family she could stay with them. She would never set foot in my house again. Her tears didn't move me. They only hardened my resolve. She begged, swore she'd learned her lesson, said the hospital had opened her eyes. But I remembered every lie, every furtive text, every night she'd spent with another man while I waited at home. Her pain now was only a fraction of what she'd made me feel. Weeks went by and she grew desperate. Her other man vanished the moment she fell ill. He never visited, never called. She realized too late that the only man who had truly cared for her was me, and I was the one who would not return. Her regret came in a flood, but it was useless. People whispered that I was cruel, that I should have forgiven her because she'd been in the hospital. But none of them had lived my nights, crying into a pillow, feeling worthless because of her betrayal. None of them knew what it felt like to be betrayed by the person you trusted most. So I tuned out the noise and stayed on my path. In the end, my revenge wasn't about yelling, fighting, or creating a scene. It was about showing her the consequences of her choices. She lost everything: her husband, her respect, her comfort, the future we'd built. She was left with nothing but the memory of her own betrayal. And me. I walked away stronger. I didn't just get revenge. I reclaimed my dignity. She thought I'd forgive because I was kind, but she forgot that even the kindest hearts can freeze when betrayed. My revenge was complete. My life was finally mine.